My name is Brad Morton. I'm a Canadian citizen. I just wanted to start this video out with a little bit of logic. Let's start with just some human rights, basic human rights that we all believe that we have. Like, let's say, the right to put in our body what we choose. Like, if my neighbor Joe Blow wants to go drinking every night, it's not my decision to say to him, that's not good for you. As much as the logic says, it's probably true, you probably shouldn't drink. But if he wants to go do that, I believe it's his right. And, how much people eat, what they eat. There's people, like, if I want to eat some McDonald's, I should be able to eat some McDonald's. If somebody else wants to eat nothing but greens, they can eat nothing but greens. Like, we all have to agree that this is a basic human right. So when it comes down to a vaccine and what I want to put in my body is my choice. I think we all have to agree on that. I just want to raise some awareness because I can see where this thing is going. I just want people to understand that there are people that do not trust what is in these things. That's all you need to know. But as a basic human right, on what we get to decide to put in our body, that should be a basic human right that is our choice. If you take the vaccine, you'll be saved. The other people aren't going to get you. So once you have the vaccine, you're fine. So those of us who decide not to take the vaccine have that right. Basic human rights. There's a lot of things going on right now that just don't seem to make much sense. I'm just going to start with since when did the needs of the few outweigh the needs of the many? This so-called disease, virus, whatever you want to call it, is nothing more than a seasonal flu. The numbers themselves show that. So on that note, what makes sense about this? Okay, so we are under some spell now that we believe that we do have to save the few. Okay, I can live with that. I understand that everybody's life is their life. I get it. So, the needs of the few matter. Well, Mr. Trudeau, I want you to remember that when it comes time when you start to announce about a mandatory vaccine. I, as a human being, and as a person, have the right to choose whether I take a vaccine or not. Please don't make this mandatory. Stick with what you're doing. The needs of the few matter as well. So I'm making my voice heard that I will not take a vaccine. And I want you to use some common sense. Do not divide the country. Just remember, if you decide to make this mandatory, that you are setting the example. You are not following your own rules. The rights of the few. The rights of the few matter then, so be it. I will not take a vaccine. And let's just face it. The people who believe the vaccine will save their lives, it will save their lives. There's no need for anyone else to take a vaccine. No need. If the ones that are worried, they get the vaccine. Period. Everyone is saved. The rest of us that don't know what the risks are. We actually know what the risks are on both sides, with the vaccine and without. Please practice what you preach when it comes time. I do not want to hear about a mandatory vaccine. I beg you, use some common sense. Do not divide the country into vaxxers and anti-vaxxers, because we can all see where that's going to lead. Don't do it. The people that take the vaccine have nothing to fear. The people that don't know the risks. Don't do this to the country, Mr. Prime Minister.